I got to play Call of Duty Black Ops 6 early, and dude, it feels so good to finally be able to say that and share that with you guys. Call of Duty invited me to Treyarch Studios to be able to play Black Ops 6 early, and man, it was incredible. Now, honestly, I kind of feel like Forrest Gump saying, nah, that's all I have to say about that, because I'm not really allowed to share much more than that in terms of my playtime experience with Black Ops 6, but I can say that I did have a great time playing Black Ops 6, and I can't wait to be able to see more about the game and play more as well. However, I am allowed to tell you guys that I was briefed on Black Ops 6 with a presentation from Treyarch and people from Raven Software as well. And from that presentation, I am able to share a lot of info about Black Ops 6 that you guys probably don't know about yet. And I think you guys are really going to like it. So yeah, if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you want to see some more Black Ops 6 stuff, and let's get into it. I want to start this video off with Black Ops 6 multiplayer, but obviously I can talk about and cover the Black Ops 6 campaign as well as some Black Ops 6 zombies stuff as well. But as you guys know, I'm mostly playing Call of Duty for multiplayer, so I'm going to mostly be focusing on Black Ops 6 multiplayer and sharing this info with you guys and also my thoughts and opinions on it. Dude, it feels almost surreal to be sharing this information with you guys, and I'm sure a lot of you guys, especially if you've been playing for a long time, are going to be really happy to hear this. But yes, Classic Prestige Mode is going to be returning in Black Ops 6, and it's going to be available at launch day one. With a lot of the recent Call of Duty games, Prestige Mode has been changed into seasonal prestiging, which has honestly felt kind of pointless because you don't have to give anything up, and you're just kind of ranking up a couple hundred levels or so every single season, and there's no give or take. And with Black Ops 6, it seems like Treyarch has really been listening to that feedback, and it seems like they also really wanted Prestige Mode, like Classic Prestige Mode, back in Call of Duty as well. So we've got it back, boys. That's gonna be so incredible too. Like, the difference between seasonal prestige and classic prestige is so massive. In older Call of Duty games that had classic prestige mode, you would typically start out at level 1 and then you would rank up to level 55, and there would typically be 10 prestiges total. So when you would hit level 55, you could enter prestige mode and start all the way back over at level 1. And in other Call of Duty games, that also typically meant resetting certain progress and stuff, whether it was camos or weapon unlocks and attachments and stuff. It obviously varies from game to game, and we don't know exactly how it's going to be in Black Ops 6, but if it's anything like Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 4, there's most likely going to be 55 levels that you would climb and then 10 prestiges that you can go through, and then once you hit Prestige Master, which is basically 10th prestige, you can climb to level 1000. And dude, the classic prestige system is just so much better than seasonal prestiging. There's no need to kind of like artificially cap us off and only allow us to level up and, I guess in a sense, prestige each season. The classic system is so much better, and especially when you're going through the first 10 prestiges, the fact that typically you have to give something up in order to continue leveling, but at the same time you also get special prestige rewards. It's always been a classic, iconic staple of the Call of Duty formula, and it's so amazing to see that come back. And since it's classic prestige mode, there are going to be some rewards for when you prestige. Now, I can't get into the specifics about what you might be able to get, but from what we were told, the rewards for prestiging will be bigger and better than ever before. And honestly, dude, I just can't wait to see what Treyarch is going to do when it comes to classic prestige mode rewards in Black Ops 6. It's gonna be so sick, man. The return of classic prestige mode in Call of Duty is honestly such a big thing because there's a lot of snowball effects. Like, people can now race to get to Prestige Master as well. There's all kinds of different challenges and stuff that can be done as a result of this. It's just such an amazing feature to see come back. But my god, dude, the amazing news does not stop there, because you guys already know. This is a feature that I love in Call of Duty games, and Treyarch has consistently delivered this. Now, we don't always get this in other Call of Duty games, but I am extremely happy to say that theater mode is going to be returning for multiplayer and zombies. I know I kind of started the whole Wedge Whammer Wames meme, but now we gotta make one for Treyarch. We gotta call them Rayarch or something. I don't know, dude, but this is just so amazing. Like, we don't have specific in-depth information about what is going to be in theater mode. So far, we just know that it is going to be returning in Black Ops 6. But from my perspective and the perspective of a ton of other Call of Duty players, especially content creators as well, just thank you, Treyarch. Just thank you so much. Like, theater mode has so many incredible uses for so many different parts of the Call of Duty community, and honestly, it really should just be a staple feature in every single game, and I'll explain why. First and foremost, theater mode offers an incredible utility to people who otherwise might not have the easiest time going back and capturing and recording gameplay. Like, dude, imagine if you're someone who's not really a content creator, but you played an amazing match in Black Ops 6. Like, let's say you went 100-0, right? At least in the past with other Call of Duty games that had theater mode, you could save that match to like your file share or something, and you could always go back and record it later. Theater mode has always always been an incredibly amazing tool that makes it easier to share your clips and your screenshots from the game to social media, which honestly is how Call of Duty gets out there even more as a game. There would be so many different clips and gameplays that otherwise wouldn't have really ever seen the light of day if it wasn't for theater mode. And this is exactly why so many people push so hard for this feature to come back, because for that reason alone, it is extremely useful. And on top of that as well, it's also just extremely helpful and useful for creating cinematic moments in the game, especially for people who like to make montages or even cinematic movies for the game. You're able to capture so many more angles and different perspectives, and it's absolutely vital for those types of content. For the pros and the CDL players and stuff, it's great for being able to watch back matches and be able to see everything from every single angle. You can learn a lot just by going back into a match in theater mode and just watching it back. And on top of that as well, it's also just very useful for thumbnails, for creating thumbnails for YouTube videos and stuff like that, or even just general screenshots that you can share anywhere. Theater mode just simplifies and makes it so much easier to be able to capture the best looking versions of those like screenshots or thumbnails from the game. So yeah, dude, massive W to see that theater mode is going to be returning in Black Ops 6. Now, so far I've been talking about returning features. Now, granted, they are amazing features, but let's talk about some new stuff that's going to be in Black Ops 6. Right off the bat, Black Ops 6 multiplayer is going to have 16 brand new maps at launch, 12 of which are going to be made for core 6v6 modes, and then there's also 4 more maps that are called strike maps, similar to Black Ops Cold War strike maps, where they're basically more condensed or smaller sections of the larger versions of those maps, and you can play 6v6 as well as 2v2 on them. Now, obviously, since Black Ops 6 is going to be a Black Ops title from Treyarch, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be wanting to see Nuketown or Firing Range or some other maps return, but there's no official confirmation about that. Instead, they decided to share the news that there's going to be 16 brand new maps at launch, which in my opinion so far is some amazing news, because if you look at Modern Warfare 3 from last year, obviously we had all of the OG Modern Warfare 2 maps coming back at the launch of Modern Warfare 3, and I think this is just a nice change of pace. It's a really good contrast to what we got from last year. Instead of Treyarch announcing Black Ops 6 with throwback maps or remastered maps and stuff like that, they're going all in with just completely brand new maps at launch, and I think that's going to be huge for establishing the identity of Black Ops 6 right off the bat. And honestly, it's pretty interesting to see that they're going to continue forward with having strike maps as just kind of a part of the new types of Black Ops games we've been getting. But next up, we have a brand new setting coming to Black Ops 6 called HUD presets, which is something we haven't seen before in a Call of Duty game as well. It's going to give you the ability to kind of move the minimap around, or even completely remove the HUD entirely, so you would have no HUD. You wouldn't be able to see anything. It would honestly look really cinematic and really cool, but obviously some players are going to still want to have that HUD information. So I mean, if you want to play with a default HUD, you can, but there's going to be different presets that you can select. And I'm very interested to see how that's going to turn out. Like, I'm sure there's going to be some players out there who are going to want the minimap to take up like 75% of their screen, but we'll have to see how far the HUD presets could be pushed in the game. We don't know exactly how it's going to work, but that is something that's new that's coming to Call of Duty with Black Ops 6. But boys, I saved the big one for last. This is something that is brand new to Black Ops 6, and it's going to change the way that we play Call of Duty forever. You guys might have seen some stuff, like some leaks or speculation about this, and I can confirm now that Omni movement is going to be in Black Ops 6. Now, if you're confused as to what that is, let me explain it in the best way that I possibly can. Omni movement allows you to sprint, slide, and dive in any direction. So obviously in recent Call of Duty games, we've had just regular sprinting, but then we also have tac sprint, which gives you the fastest movement possible. Honestly, I was kind of debating recording myself trying to do this movement in the best way I could to try to explain it, but basically in recent Call of Duty games, you've only been able to sprint forward or slide forward or dive forward, but now you can do that sideways and you can also do it in reverse. Now, the best way that I could describe the Omni movement from what I saw is that it's obviously nowhere near like classic, super old school Call of Duty movement, but it's also not as insane as like Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, or Infinite Warfare with like the exosuits and exo movement. From what I could see so far, it seems like the Omni movement is like a really good in-between. Obviously, if you're someone who's been playing Call of Duty for a super long time, then you're going to be familiarized with the Call of Duty movement and stuff like that, but I feel like the Omni movement is going to give you a lot more flexibility, and it's going to give you a lot more to learn. And even if you're someone who's super casual, or if you don't play a lot of Call of Duty, I think you'll still have a pretty easy time with the movement based off of what I saw. As it was explained to us, as part of being a highly trained Black Ops soldier, the movement in the game should reflect our abilities, the things that we can do as a soldier. And that's definitely what it seems like. The movement didn't look too traditional or too over the top. It's just very different from anything that we've seen before in a Call of Duty game, which I'm really looking forward to, because it seems like the omnidirectional movement is actually just something super innovative. It's never been done before, and it's really awesome to see Treyarch trying new things and trying to innovate as much as possible, especially in a way that we've never seen before. Like, I feel like a lot of us have expected movement in Call of Duty to either just be like classic boots on the ground, or at least have some sliding or dive features, or maybe even go in the exo movement direction, but this is just something completely new altogether. On top of the brand new Omni movement system in Black Ops 6, there's also going to be a new feature called Supine Prone, which basically allows your character to rotate around while prone. And from what I could see, it basically seems like from the first person perspective, it's going to look the same, but from other players' perspective, it's going to look different. The best way that I can describe it is that instead of your character just kind of like spinning around on the floor like we've seen in the past Call of Duty games and stuff, Supine Prone is going to look a lot more realistic in the sense that like that's more of what an actual Black Ops soldier would do versus spinning around like a helicopter rotor in previous Call of Duty games. There's also going to be some other innovations to the movement in Black Ops 6 called intelligent movement and corner slicing. Now, from what I could see, it kind of looks like leaning, but it's not leaning. The way that it was shown to us, it kind of seems like your character is sort of leaning around a corner or like around a wall or something, but it's not something that you necessarily have to activate. That's why they call it intelligent movement. The best way that I can describe it is that it's more of a visual change that kind of immerses you more in the gameplay versus something that you have to activate manually yourself, or something that's really going to make like some kind of significant gameplay difference. That's more or less for the Omni movement and the Supine Prone stuff. From what I could see, the intelligent movement and the corner slicing is more or less kind of like an immersion thing, but still it's something brand new and it's very innovative and different for Call of Duty for sure. But yeah, man, that's all I can share about Black Ops 6 multiplayer so far, but dude, I cannot wait to learn and see more about the game as time goes on. It's just, But since that's all I can share about Black Ops 6 multiplayer, let's talk about Black Ops 6 Zombies next, dude. And the first thing I'm going to share with you guys, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be really happy to hear, round-based zombies is going to be returning in Black Ops 6. Now, obviously, if you're a longtime fan of Call of Duty Zombies, then I'm sure you already know what round-based zombies is, but just in case you don't, like if you're someone like me, well, I mean, I've always been playing round-based zombies, but I also do like Outbreak zombies and some of the newer stuff, like even Modern Warfare 3 zombies at launch, right? There's obviously a lot of reasons why people like round-based zombies, and we'll get to that in a sec, but if you're not overly familiar with round-based zombies, basically, you start off on round 1, typically with a pistol, and in the past for other Call of Duty Zombies games, there's typically a cast of like 4 different characters and stuff, which really helps shape the identity of what those maps are like and what it's going to be like. But typically in round-based zombies, for most of the other Call of Duty games that have had it, you start off at round 1 with just a pistol and barely any points, and you kill zombies to earn points, get upgrades, get different weapons and stuff like that. And it's been a staple of Call of Duty Zombies for such a long time, and it's just amazing to hear that it's coming back. And there's also going to be 2 brand new maps at launch. They're going to be called Liberty Falls and Terminus. Now, to be perfectly honest, there wasn't a ton of information that was shown or shared about Black Ops 6 Zombies. This is what we have so far, though. Round-based zombies and 2 brand new maps at launch. But even then, I think that's some really good news. I think a lot of people are going to be really happy to hear about that. And the fact that there hasn't been that much shared about Black Ops 6 Zombies does have me hopeful for whatever else Treyarch might be cooking up for Black Ops 6 Zombies, because especially on the multiplayer side of things as well, it just seems like Treyarch has been absolutely cooking for the last 4 years, and they've been making a delicious 5-star meal like, it's just looking so good so far, man. And I really do think that people who are massive fans of Call of Duty Zombies, and especially the Zombies content creators as well, are going to be thrilled with this information, because when it comes to round-based zombies, there's all kinds of things you can do. You know, try to get to round 100. In general, just trying to go for the highest round possible and trying to set world records and stuff like that. You have Easter egg hunting, and granted, we don't have all the specifics about what Treyarch will be doing for Black Ops 6 Zombies, but it's round-based zombies. It's Call of Duty Black Ops 6 from Treyarch, so I would definitely expect there to be a lot of really amazing content in their version of round-based zombies. But again, that's just my speculation. The only thing that's officially confirmed is that round-based zombies will be there at launch, and there's going to be 2 brand new maps. That's all we have so far, but even then, man, it's just so awesome. But next up, let's talk about the Black Ops 6 campaign, because dude, the Black Ops Cold War campaign was amazing. I'm pretty sure on my playthrough on Nerd Plays, I got like the bad ending or something, but there's some really insane information that I can share with you guys about the Black Ops 6 campaign. So yeah, man, let's get into it. The Black Ops 6 campaign is going to take place after the events of Black Ops Cold War, and it's tied to the 1980s flashbacks of Black Ops 2. The campaign itself is going to take place in the early 1990s during a period of transition and upheaval in global politics characterized by the end of the Cold War. Now, as far as it goes for where the Black Ops 6 campaign is going to be taking place, some of the locations that were mentioned are the harsh Russian tundra, the vast Middle Eastern desert, Southern Europe, and the US as well. There's going to be some iconic select characters returning in the Black Ops 6 campaign, including Frank Woods and Russell Adler. But there's also going to be some new characters in the game, and their names are Troy Marshall and Jane Harrow, which I'm sure we're going to learn more about as Treyarch shares more information about the Black Ops 6 campaign. There's going to be some really unique 90s style gadgets and equipments that's going to allow for different possibilities for when you're in combat, as well as when you're trying to be stealthy in the game. And even though Black Ops Cold War had a safe house, Black Ops 6 is going to have its own new version of a safe house, which is going to be an abandoned manor and a KGB black site. So technically 2 different locations, and it's going to offer an expanded campaign hub where you can choose to learn more about your allies, you can explore, solve puzzles, and you can gather more lore and upgrades, or you can even go to the evidence board to select your missions, which we also saw, I believe, in Cold War. So yeah, that's all the information that I can share about the Black Ops 6 campaign so far. It does sound really interesting so far. I really enjoyed the Black Ops Cold War campaign, and I'm definitely really excited to check out and play the Black Ops 6 campaign when that drops. I'm most likely going to live stream the entire thing like I've been doing recently with a lot of the Call of Duty campaigns, and I might even try to actually section this one off and post the different missions and stuff to Nerd Plays. So if you guys want to check that out when that comes out, obviously I will be covering it. Now, obviously for this section of the video, this is just my speculation and stuff like that. It's still very early and we don't have all of those specific details about the Black Ops 6 campaign, but there's obviously been a lot of really good features in previous Call of Duty campaigns, you know, like intel hunting and stuff and unlocking cheats, possibly even co-op campaign. We don't have those specific details or that information about the Black Ops 6 campaign. So obviously we're gonna have to wait and see what kind of other information comes out about the Black Ops 6 campaign, but it seems like they are going to be continuing from the Black Ops Cold War campaign, and I'd imagine it's probably going to be sort of similar in terms of how it plays out, but there's going to be new innovations. There's going to be obviously the expansion of the story, and I can't wait to see how it's all going to play out. But yeah, man, that is all the information that I have to share with you guys so far about Call of Duty Black Ops 6 multiplayer campaign and zombies. Now, obviously, it's way too early to come to any kind of definitive conclusions and stuff like that, but I will say so far that it seems like Treyarch has had a lot of time to work on Black Ops 6, and from what I can see so far, that really shows. It's absolutely shining through, and I cannot wait to learn more about Black Ops 6 and see more about how the game is going to develop. And ultimately, dude, like, I just want to be able to play the game. I cannot wait to see how Black Ops 6 is going to turn out, and I'm really curious to see what you guys think about Black Ops 6 so far as well. Definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think about everything that I shared so far. And real quick, before I finish this video, I just want to give a massive thanks to Call of Duty for inviting me out to Treyarch to play Black Ops 6 early. That was so unbelievably awesome, and I'm very grateful for that opportunity. I got to meet a lot of other content creators as well, and it was just an amazing experience. We should do it again sometime, man, because it was just so awesome, dude. I'm trying to contain myself right now, and I'm not doing a very good job. And since that's the case, I'm gonna call it here. Thank you guys very much for watching. I really do hope you guys enjoyed watching me cover everything that I possibly can about Black Ops 6 so far. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you want to see some more Black Ops 6 stuff. I'll see you guys later.
Outcome, Triangle.